Yes. But this is Tech Talk Tuesday number 144. How about that, y'all? Can you believe that? How many will the third birthday be? What will the third anniversary be? Well, that would be 52. That would be 156. So we're only like 12 weeks away from our third year anniversary. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, this is what I've got prepared. Not really prepared, but this is what I want to talk to you about, a little bit about rollout, which is a very misunderstood phenomenon that is used in all of professional and sportsman drag racing. We have, at the starting line, we have these invisible infrared beams. They are so many inches apart, maybe 5, maybe 6. I drew 2 wheels. I think I drew a brown wheel and an orange wheel. Both of them are staged. The orange wheel is staged, deep staged. It's got the stage beam is blocked. The brown wheel is staged, but it has both lights on. It has the pre-stage light on and the stage light on. But if you'll notice, this distance here is how much closer to the finish line the orange one is. I got a little bit of a head cold in case you hear me snorting. I've taken medicine for it and it's better, but I don't know. I ran too hard this weekend. That's another story for another day. But anyway, I wanted to show you, this is the rollout. When you roll your tire into the beam and your pre-stage light comes on, and then you roll your tire into the beam till the stage light comes on, and you have it middle stage where the pre-stage light and the stage light are both lit up, you are properly staged. You can also continue to roll till the top light goes out in pro racing. And in pro racing, if you deep stage, you will be almost ready to red light. Now, this is what really makes the staging procedure very cool. If you shallow stage like this brown wheel where you got both lights on, that means you're barely staged and you're still in the pre-stage. When you roll, your car, your motorcycle, your wheel, your vehicle will get this much of a head start before the clocks start, because the clock doesn't start until this beam is reconnected. The wheel blocks the beam. If you are staged where your top light is on the tree and your stage light is on, you are in like this brown one. But you can continue to roll in until the top light goes out and you will be deep staged, and you will not have a head start. You will not get the rollout, free roll. You will not get the best ET. You will get a much better reaction time, but you will not get a good enough ET to get lane choice for the next round. They give you the choice of your lane for the next round based on how quick you go. And the time starts from the time this beam is blocked until the time it is reconnected. That's when the clock starts. So we shallow stage. That way we get a 5 or 6 inch head start or a rolling start to the clocks. And you're going to go 400 or 500 quicker. We found out one day about 30 years ago, 20 years ago at Frank Hawley's drag racing school, we put a timer and we put a photo cell on and an emitter on the motorcycle and the cars, and we were able to measure how long it took for the vehicle to how long it took for the vehicle to roll, and how long it took before the beam was reconnected. And Frank came up with some new stuff. He came up with I'm gonna try and say this right from memory. He had the reaction time, the rollout time, the driver reaction time, and it was able to get DRTs, VRTs, and RTs. And what it showed us was it took a certain amount of time for the vehicle to move after the lights came on. It took a certain amount of time for the clock to start after the vehicle moved. And we were able to break it down into small pieces, and it was very, very interesting. And what we learned was, if you deep stage, you're probably going to red light because everybody's quick and the vehicles are quick and everybody's trying to cut a good light. Reaction time is how quick when the lights come on, how quick you connect this beam. When the green light comes on or the yellow lights go out, same time in a pro tree, whenever this beam is reconnected, the clock starts, and you want to be moving. This is the key. You want to be rolling, and you want this beam to reconnect exactly at the same instant the green light comes on, which means you had a 0.00 reaction time or a 0.001. So if you roll too soon and this beam reconnects before the green light comes on, you always get a red light. That's what the red light comes from, when you going before the clock starts. You have to wait for the clock start in order for you to reconnect the beam, or you're going to miss out. So this is, everybody says, okay, well, what about the orange wheel? It's closer to the finish line. Well, if you go back and look at the Charlotte race at the 4 wide, even with all those cars racing down the track, we were never this close at the finish line. So if you try to leave with the guy that was deep staged and you're shallow staged, and then you get down to 5 inches at the finish line, it's probably a coin toss who wins. But if it's not the final round and you almost red lighted, you better not deep stage, because if you are almost red lighting shallow staging, you will definitely red light deep stage. And all you sportsman guys on here, yeah, great, Mike Mulaney, you said it right. If you roll backwards and you're shallow stage like the brown wheel and you barely roll backwards, this beam reconnects and you actually get a red light before you move. That's a great point. Thank you for adding that in, Mike. Also, I wanted to tell you guys that if you look at how it's going nowadays, vehicles react so quick, the clutches, the tires, the track, everybody's doing a good job with that stuff. This has become a serious science. And you all guys also, the sportsman racers, know that it says in the rule book, and they enforce this at almost every track I've ever raced at, it says that your final move must be forward in staging. So you can't roll all the way through the beam, turn the lights out, both of them, and then roll back in and turn the stage light off. Or turn the stage light on, I'm sorry. Roll all the way out, all the lights are off, roll backwards until the stage light comes on and stop. That means your last move was backwards. And if you make the last move backwards, the starter, the guy standing there watching, he will red light you and you're out. So remember, if you're going to go up here and bump the lights on and back up, Steve Johnson does it almost every run. A lot of guys do. So go in and they want to, I'm pre-staged. They find the stage light and then back up. Now I'm pre-staged. But his last move was always forward. So next time you watch them on TV or watch them at the race, watch what I'm saying. They will be moving forward and backwards and stuff, and they'll roll backwards, but their last move before they stage will be forward, or they get disqualified. That's right. You can do all kind of wiggling around. Last motion forward. Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you too. Yeah, I saw Andrew roll backwards a lot when he floored it. That was part of learning, though, man. That was part of learning. Okay, let's talk about the clocks down track. This is very interesting to me. And I'm going to get up on the tire here where I can explain it a little better. I don't like that. All right, here we go. Pro stock motorcycle. Pre-stage, stage. And when it gets to the 60-foot clock, it has a reflector. And the wheel rolls through and hits the reflector. If it was a funny car or a pro stock car, it has, I think it's a 40-inch overhang with the fender. This still pre-staged and staged. This still starts the clock, but when you get to the 60-foot box, this right here, this 40 inches, 42 inches, somebody on here knows, creates a gain in ET. In other words, if you do a 1.03 on a pro stock motorcycle, that is about maybe a 0.93 on a pro stock car. Because a pro stock car, a funny car, and a top fuel car have a 40-inch head start to the 60-foot clock. They also have a 40-inch head start to the 330, the 8th mile, the 1,000-foot, and then the top fuelers, their finish line is the 1,000-foot. But they don't stop the clocks. They don't trip the clocks with their tire. They trip the clock with the body. And a top fuel car, it's a rule that they have a little nose and they have a canard. This little plate on the end of the wing. And it's exactly at the right inches from this spindle to this canard in order for it to be equal for everyone to stop the clocks and start the clocks. But every professional vehicle at NHRA starts the clocks with a tire, and a pro stock motorcycle is the only vehicle at the NHRA that stops the clock with the tire. That's just an interesting little tidbit. All right, before we run out of time, I want to talk real quick about this because this is really interesting and new. Please watch. This has been the Milwaukee 8 Best valve spring available for 4 or 5 years. This is made by PSI, and it has a really nice titanium retainer, and here's the lower collars we use. But this is some valve spring tech that's really cool. I want to share with you. Notice that this really great PSI spring has a little bit loose fit on the lower collar, so it allows this to wear bad and for this to jump around a little bit, but it's still the best we can get. And the titanium retainer comes with it, has got a nice loose fit, which allows this to sort of jump around and wear right here. We started working on this 6 months ago, and today we finally got all the stuff. We've got the newest PSI spring. Joe Hornick, that's who I went to see in Charlotte, JHE, designed and had PSI build us these valve springs. They are lighter than the ones that have been available, and they handle 40 thou more lift, so we'll be able to put some bigger valves in our M8. And also look at this fit right here. It's exactly the size of the spring, so this lower locator won't allow the spring to jump around and it won't wear. Also, we have, look at the size of this retainer. This is the best titanium retainer until today. Look at this one. This thing is the size of a dime, and it's all radiuses. And also I wanted to show you that it is a zero fit right here on the spring. This is so awesome. So now the Milwaukee 8s, next week, the kits will be available with it comes with the seals, lower locator, comes with the correct spring, and it comes with the right titanium retainers, and it comes with a set of billet locks. These billet locks, everybody out there uses stamped steel. This is a billet triple groove lock. Golly, come on. I'm gonna get the light right in a minute. Please don't get dizzy trying to watch. Anyway, it's got the 3 beads. There you go. And this will fit everybody's valve. Prior to this, in order to have a nice billet steel lock, you had to use a different valve. But this will fit everybody's stuff. Everybody's Milwaukee 8 from 540 lift all the way to 640 lift, and they will be available next week as a complete kit. And that's my advertisement for today. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. This has been great for you guys to come in and spend a minute with me on this technical talk, and for me to catch you guys up on the pro stock motorcycle category. They're all V8s with half the cylinders, and they're all 1 cylinders with more pistons and stuff. They're just engines. They all love the same thing, that's air and fuel. And they love to be compressed, squeezed, and they like to be lit off and go bang and make the crankshaft turn. And I love studying about it and learning about it, and may God bless y'all. Please come back next week for Tech Talk number 145, and we'll do some more cool stuff then. Thank you. Y'all have a great night. God bless.